Hi, what are we cooking today? Today I am making a ribeye, Tuscany style. It's marinated in sea salt and Chianti wine. Yes, Chianti wine. And how do I do that? Already sprinkle the salt, but before I sprinkle the salt, I go ahead and with my fingers kind of soften the meat, and then I go ahead and add the Chianti wine. How do you know that it's real Chianti? Well, the seal will have a little rooster. That's how you know that it's autentico Chianti. So we'll go ahead and pour the Chianti over and just let it sit. And what are we going to have with this? We're going to have fettucini, rigate, and 3 cheese sauce, or some people call it Alfredo sauce. So we're going to go ahead and make the sauce first. And to make the sauce is very simple. We're going to go ahead and use a whole stick of unsalted butter. Go ahead and cut it so it's easier to melt. And to this unsalted butter, we're going to go ahead and you see how fast it's melting? It melts very fast. This is a very quick meal. Delicious quick meal. And so we go ahead and once that this is blended, we go ahead and add 1 pint. You can use less if you want it thicker, it really doesn't matter, of heavy whipping cream. When I tell people about this heavy whipping cream, they don't believe me, but that is the name of it. Heavy whipping cream. Very, very thick milk. And to this, I'm going to go ahead and add, wow, that's hot. I'm going to go ahead and add roasted garlic. Yes. For now, we're going to go ahead and add roasted garlic. That's about 4 teeth of garlic. And we're gonna go ahead and stir it. Big spoon. And almost all the butter is melted. And now we're going to be adding 3 cheeses. And we have here Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago. And depending on how much cheese you add to this, that's how thick the sauce would be. And I like mine not too thick, but not too thin. So I will go ahead, and I have here about 5 ounces of cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and add all this cheese. And as I'm adding the cheese, I need to start mixing a little bit. Yeah, so the cheese melts in there with the butter and everything. This is unbelievably delicious. You have to try it to believe it. More cheese. And to this sauce, I'm going to be adding later on bacon. Yes, I'm going to be adding pieces of fresh bacon. and that will make it almost carbonara. And then I'm gonna be adding peas to make it 3-cheese carbonara style sauce. And then we're gonna go ahead and grill our ribeye steak. This is gonna be ready in a few minutes. We just go ahead and let it simmer, let it cook. Then we let it rest so it can thicken. In the meantime, we are boiling water for the fettuccine rigate. As you know, fettuccine rigate is a little bit thinner than fettuccine. Not so wide, and it has ribs, so the sauce can stick into it and it cooks very fast and very fast. Our sauce is almost ready. We have turned the fire off and we're just letting it rest, and we're mixing to make sure that all the cheese is melted and mixed evenly with the milk and the butter. And then we're gonna go ahead and at the very end we're gonna go ahead and add the bacon and the peas. For now, we have the water ready for the pasta, and we're having fettuccine rigate. We're gonna go ahead and add about a tablespoon of salt to this boiling water. This is just boiling water. There's nothing else in the water except the salt that I'm gonna put on. There is no olive oil, there's nothing, just water. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add the fettuccine rigate. And this is, I'm gonna be doing about 8 ounces, about half of the box. Put it in there and let it cook. After about 5 minutes of cooking the pasta is ready, and is al dente. A little bit on the hard side, but that's okay, because now what we do is we turn the fire off and just let it sit, let it rest, so it can finish cooking. And over here I am grilling the peas, and I added a little bit of pearl onions. So we just go ahead and let this finish cooking. Now we're going to go ahead and grill the ribeye steaks. The secret is to have the grill at 500 degrees. It has to be very, very hot to sear in the juices of the steak, the flavor. So I will go ahead and we'll do about 5 minutes on each side, and this ribeye should be delicious. And we'll go ahead and cook them for about 5 minutes on each side, so it's pink in the middle. Now we have the peas ready. They're a little bit roasted, you see that? And we have turned the fire off, and we have our sauce just perfect. You see that? Just keep stirring it so everything gets mixed in there, the cheese and everything. Mix it before you pour it. I want to save some of this sauce for later, so I'm not going to be using all of the sauce for this meal. So there we have the sauce ready, and slowly I'm going to be pouring it into the dish. Make sure the fire is off, so that way you have no adverse reaction. Make sure to keep mixing the sauce so you get a thick sauce. Okay, that's about all that I'm going to be using for this meal. And the rest is going to be saved for other meals. So now I'm going to be adding the pasta. You see how the pasta is ready? There we have it. We're gonna go ahead and mix it. Mix it with the sauce. And now if I need more sauce, I can go ahead and add more sauce, but that's perfect. Now, the bacon. This is fresh bacon. I just went ahead and bake it or cook it. About 3 strips of thick bacon. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it so it thickens a little bit. All this is done with the fire off, and we're gonna go ahead and check on the steaks are ready to be turned. And we're gonna go ahead and cook them for another 5 minutes, and we should be ready to enjoy our meal. So now it's time to enjoy. We have a ribeye marinated in Chianti wine, grilled. Simply stupendous, very good. And we have a 3 cheese white sauce, Alfredo, with bacon and peas. We have also added fresh tomatoes and a olive filled with ricotta mozzarella cheese. This is a very delicious, very easy to do dish. I enjoy it every time I make it. Very good.